Hello everyone, welcome back to the XSP Green Monster channel. Today I'm going to be attempting to install new injectors into the Suburban. I'll bring you guys over and show you that. So I've already removed a couple things. I'll show you guys once we get up there. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming. My name is Riley and I do stuff to my 97 Chevrolet Suburban. And if you're returning, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. So go up here. And this is what it's looking like right now. So I've already removed the whole intake, which is one little twisty bolt that connects to right here. Just has two little tabs on top. You twist off, it removes the whole external air box, and then just remove the C-clamps that connect the air intake on. And then that's all I've done so far. And I started going around and loosening these bolts down here, which are all... These ones right here are 5/16, and then the other ones are all 10mm bolts that are around it. So I'm gonna set you guys up on a tripod and you can watch me remove the rest of those bolts.
She's gonna be outperforming you, dude. Test drive.
Okay, so I'm gonna label everything with colored electrical tape on the connector so I know where they're going. Alright, so this bolt right here is a 7/32 head, and that just goes in the back of the intake, back of the throttle body. Or so we're at distributor cap.
Far back.
Okay. Okay, so once all of the bolts are out, which are 10 millimeters for, or most of the bolts for manifold, next thing you have to do is distributor cap, which is, what was it, T20?
T20.
T20 Torx.
2. There's one in the front, one in the back.
On the front and back distributor cap. It's gonna be a fun.
It doesn't come out of the cap.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, that screw sits in the cap, luckily. And if you lose one, you just kind of try and go find one at the hardware store. So try this on the fitting that is the furthest back, the male fitting, and see if it'll budge, because mine actually loosened right up. Other way.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, the gods have smiled upon you.
That is nice.
Nice. And then you should be able to get those with your fingers now.
Alright, so we got all the bolts out for the top of the intake, so now we're just going to kind of wiggle it and get it out of there, and then we can start replacing the spiders. Intake's off. We're just working getting this spider out now, but there's the inside of the engine.
Pull all these little clickies out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And there's the hypothetically bad injectors.
Oh.
Good that didn't land on the exhaust. We have a new bracket with the new injectors.
Alright, so you got two sides to clean. This side is easy because you blast the shit out of it with some brake cleaner. Pull the little gasket out, blast the shit out with brake cleaner. The manifold side, you gotta be really careful with because you do not want to gouge that aluminum at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that razor blade will go through right through it, more or less, like relatively speaking.
Just pulled out your own.
Got some wisps.
I love brake cleaner.
Oh yeah, brake cleaner is a beautiful thing. So
Sweet. So yeah, just go around each side and clean where the gasket hits it.
very carefully. What I do is one pass with the razor blade to knock, because there's a bunch of dirt and shit on there.
Yeah.
Knock all the big chunks off the side, like over there, see that build up?
Yeah.
And on the side. Big chunks to the side, and then brake cleaner with a rag all the way around it, so it's nice and tight, and then you can see what's actually gasket build up and what's not.
Oh shit, I got homework at some point, I think, but I don't know.
After you scrape the outside of the gasket, clean it with some brake cleaner. Okay, so clean the surface down there. You can see just took a razor blade and very carefully scraped off big chunks, and then did brake cleaner on a paper towel and scraped out the rest. And got the whole surface cleaned except for a couple big chunks in places, but not where the gasket's gonna hit. So now it's just putting everything back together in the opposite order. Okay, so here is the injector all wired in. So like I said, this is a multi-port fuel injection system instead of a single port fuel injection system. And here is the diagram for how it has to go in. You can see on this picture that the inner ones go to the outer cylinders. So you gotta follow that one, or the inner ones go to the inner cylinder, so you have to follow that. Look right here, we got all the inner injectors going to the inner cylinders. So now it's all wired up. It's just putting everything back on top of it. Got the new gasket, so I'm gonna put the new gasket into the intake.
Get them all?
Yep.
Already on? Lo and behold, they're in there.
So I thought I'd just work on getting this new gasket in here. Double, triple checked all of them.
Yep. I'm just getting everything out of the way. Oh, also, it reminds me. Do you have any like Vaseline or anything?
Vaseline, no.
Okay.
Why?
I'll go grab some chapstick. I'll show you.
Is it a trick?
What?
Is it a trick?
Yep. And that's what this trick is for.
O-rings going around spiders, so let's put this on there. Or
Yeah, hold on. Where's that razor blade?
where's what?
Razor blade.
I put it back inside there.
Okay. So when you sit this thing down, remember how it like kind of popped up off?
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if you have like some Vaseline or something, you can just worm it on there to help that slide down on there easier.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't have any Vaseline, Blistex works pretty well too.
So you just wipe that all over this thing?
Yeah, you take that apart.
And just go around this.
Yep.
This recording. Okay, so this is a cool trick Jake just said, is that if you have Vaseline or some sort of chapstick, does it have to be a certain brand?
No,
Just now. Chapstick, you could wipe it around the O-ring for the new injectors to help it go down on there, as well as on the lip of the intake where the injector O-ring sits. So I'm assuming you just put this over that then.
Yeah, see where there's that lip for it.
and blew everything. Just Hello everyone, it's about a day later from when I installed that spider injector, and the camera SD card actually filled up, so I'm not sure when it cut out. I'm about to edit everything right now, but it cut out at some point during me putting everything back together. All I did was I put everything that I had taken off the engine back on the engine and then started it right up. I had one issue and I broke a bolt off in the engine block, but luckily it didn't break off too far down in the engine block, so we were able to get out with some vice grips, so it didn't turn into too big of an issue. I'm sorry if the footage didn't show too much, but it was kind of one of those things where like I've needed to get this done on my truck for quite a while, so the primary purpose of doing this was to replace the spiders on my truck, and that was more important, sadly, in this case than filming. So on the next video, I'll make sure to make more of a point of the filming of the video and less of a point of just getting it done. Tomorrow, I believe I'm actually going to be doing a tune-up on the truck, so I'm going to film that, how to do a tune-up on the trucks. I hope that you did see enough in the video. And yeah, the truck started up great the first time. Obviously, I let the fuel pump cycle a couple of times just to put the fuel back into the fuel lines before I started it. It started right up. I did need to take it for a short warm-up drive to get all of the paper towel out of the intake cylinders and anything else that may have fallen in there, any of the little chunks of paper towel or anything else that may have fallen into the cylinders while we were cleaning the gasket off. And other than that, now I've started up 2 times now on a cold start, and it's started up perfectly each time. Yeah, it's running great. Those injectors really helped. It has cleared up the issue so far. It only happens when it gets cold, and unluckily the weather got warm just as I decided to do this, so I haven't actually gotten to see if this has made a difference on the really cold starts or not when it gets below about 35-40 degrees. So I will keep you guys updated, see if that helps. A little update on the tint if you are still watching. The tint bubbles have gone out a little bit since it's been sitting in the sun, since it's been warmer. It has smoothed out a lot, and maybe I'll show that in the video tomorrow when I do the tune-up on the truck, but you should see that the tint has leveled out a lot, and actually it looks pretty good now, so I think I'm going to go ahead and go and do the rest of the windows and see how that turns out tomorrow. So you guys will also see that video coming out very shortly. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.